Okay. Okay. So today, what we are going to see is we'll continue on the Azure Monitor, which we discussed. Okay. We'll just quickly revisit what all we discussed yesterday, and then we'll move on to other functionalities which you get with Azure Monitor and how this can be tied up with other services like log analytics workspace is another thing which we have to see. Okay. We will see how you can push logs from your virtual machines and all or different services to log analytics workspace. And uh, once that is done, then we will talk about there is something called automation account, okay, which can be used for various purpose. So we'll see like what is this automation account, and at the end we will see like there are like different concepts we learned, something about the managed identities, virtual machine, this automation account, this monitoring and all, like how we can club all these things. We'll set up something called um, how a system can auto heal itself. Okay, so we'll see how that can be done. Okay, so anyone has heard the term auto heal or know what it is used? I am just asking. You can just say whatever you feel. No, okay. Or in simple terms, like uh, what do you infer from auto heal? Going to heal by itself, right? So with that context, we'll see like how we can implement something in Azure. Okay, let's start. So first, we discussed about the Azure Monitor yesterday. We talked about activity logs, what do you get here, and then we talked about alerts, like how you can set up alerts and all. We did talk about like different layers on which you can set up alerts, like you can have something configured at the your resource group level or for your whole subscription, and for individual resource also you can configure the alerts, right? And we did see like what kind of conditions are available, like what signals are available for each level, how you can see all those things we saw. And in fact, like we also have seen how you can, how the alert looks like. And I also showed you like how in a text message we used to get alert. Okay. With that, okay. So we'll see there is a separate service, like these two go hand in hand. Okay. You have something called log analytics workspace. Okay. So this is, I mean, this is like a service where you can easily like store and dump the data, and using Azure Monitor, you can easily like query and do all sort of things, which we'll see. But let's create one, okay? Instead of like explaining again, as usual, if you see how things work, it's going to be easy. I'll just say log analytics workspace. Okay, I'll just name it as demo. And nothing much you define here. Let's create this. This is done. So I have two virtual machines, which I'll show you shortly. Okay, we are going to see like how you can put. Okay, for example, this is one VM which I have. We are going to see. Okay, how you can push the logs of this machine. I mean, it is just one machine we are taking as an example, but in real time, if you want a central place where all the logs should be dumped and reviewed, you can make use of this solution. Okay. This is how the interface looks like once you deploy it. So if you go here, this is the place where you can actually query the logs once it is generated. Okay. So there is a separate language called KQL. Anyone know what is KQL? Any guess what does it mean? Have you heard about this? la- language, Usto query language. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So this is something which we will use. Okay, using this, we'll query the data and we'll analyze it. Okay, um, and you get other things like your data will be stored in a table. There are predefined schemas also which is available. Okay, which we can see here, and we can just take a look. If you see like this will give you like what all details and all. I mean, anyways, once you see the actual data, you will get to know. But there are like some predefined schemas which it is containing. Now, we once we enable log analytics workspace, okay, once we create it, you have to define something called data collection rule. Okay. For example, like for this log analytics workspace, I don't have any data which is getting sent. Okay. Let's create, so I can either go here and set up the data collection rules, or I can also search for data collection rule. I can go here and create as well. Okay. Let's create one. I'll just say this is going to be probably VM2 logs collection. Okay, because for VM1 I already have it, so I don't want to duplicate it, and I'm just going with this. And let's go with the central India location because I have my resources there. Choose what type of platform we are going to set. In my case, it is just the Windows server I have. In case if you have like mixed, you can go for all. And data collection endpoint is something you would need if you are going to capture data. For example, firewall is something which we saw, right? Like there are like multiple services which you can integrate. So we'll not go to the endpoint for now. For this demo, you don't need it. Okay. Then we'll say add resource. Okay. We are going to tell what we want to collect. We want from where we want to collect the data. I'll just go and choose VM2 and let's click on apply. So if you see VM2 is there. Now you're going to next tell what kind of data I wanted to collect. Okay. So here there are a whole bunch of different logs and you also have performance counters. Windows event logs. Okay. This is what we are interested in. In case, okay, if anyone is not aware, like what is this Windows event logs? In case if anyone is new to this is like logs which you get at operating system level. Okay, there are different types of logs which you see here: application, security, setup, system. Okay, and within this you have like different levels of severity. You have like information, you will have warnings, critical errors, all those things you will have. Okay, now that is what you see here as well. Okay, so you have application, security, system. So it is setup is not included because like these are the key things which we check, but still you can add custom logs also, which for now will not see. But I just want to tell you this is what you see in the UI as well. Okay, you have application, security, and system. For example, let's pick all. Okay, we will exclude verbose for now. I'll just go with this and dumping application and system logs. Okay, and once this is decided, you have to decide and tell what is going to be my destination. Okay, in this case, I want the destination to be this log analytics workspace, and destination type is like we will be tying up this with Azure Monitor logs, and let's say add the collect and deliver data source. Okay, this is something we have added, and let's go and see if the validation is passed. Let's create it. So once this is created, right, for us to view the logs, it's going to, I mean, it will take easily like 10 to 15 minutes for the logs to start coming up here. Okay, but I'll just quickly show you. Now this is done, right? Once this is in place, okay, let's go to our log analytics workspace, or we'll just check here. No, I'll just show you a few things. If you go here, you will be able to see what is the data source we have configured. Okay, I can have more than one data sources also for a single collection rule. And what resources are involved, you can see here. If you want to add any other resource, you can go and add here. Okay, now let's go to log analytics workspace, and this one, this is what we just created. If you go to tables, not tables, let's go to the logs. Okay, this is where your whole things will be dumped. By default, you get with simple mode. I just switched it to KQL mode because that's easy to query. And if you click on this tables, right, you will get, if once a log starts to generate, right, like once it reaches here, you will see table. Okay. So in the interest of time, what I will do is I'll show you the one which I already configured. Okay. This one, if you see, let's quickly look at this setup, right? What I can do is, let me show you the logs here. And if you see, now you see a set of things, right? Like one is under Azure resource, okay, and the other one is under log management, okay. What we are interested is, we are interested in this events, okay. Before showing you the table data, let me quickly show you the rules, what is configured for that, okay. So this is the rule which I have configured, and if I go to the data source, I have like performance counters, okay, and Windows event logs. So if I click on Windows event logs, I am capturing critical error warning, and that critical error and warning for both application and system. That is what I'm capturing. Probably what we will do is, I'll just open another tab. I'll connect to the other VM also. We'll just skip it, okay, so that we can see it from both the places, how it looks like. I mean, I'll show you the same logs from the VM also, so that you can easily relate it. Let's connect to this VM. Okay, we are in this VM. Fine. So this is the rule I set, and this is for VM1, like I have shown you. Let's go back to Log Analytics workspace, and I'll go to tables like this. Oh, sorry, it's tables under the logs. Okay. Now let's switch to KQL mode. Okay. I know. So what I can do is I can just click on this. Okay. If I run this, this itself is going to give me a set of data. Okay. I'm just calling the table name and run. Okay. That's all. And if you see here, for example, let's take under application, right? So this, let's expand one option, one event. Okay. There is a warning, and let's go to the server. I'll also show you like how we can look at the data here just to see how it looks like. I'll go to the application logs, and we'll put the similar filter here also. Okay. Filter current log, and I'll just say critical error warning. You see this warning, right? This is what we had, okay, in the log analytics workspace. Whatever you see here, right? That is from this same message, okay. So, but this has like whole lot of other details as well, and the data structure, as I said, right, this will have its own schema for different things. So what I wanted to do is, okay, this, we know it's good, okay, we have this data and it is working, but I don't want to get all of these things, right? So I want to see how I can write a better KQL, okay. Let's see few options, okay, which would be handy if you want to use it. Like, okay, so here we, like in PowerShell or shell scripting, you do the pipe symbol, right, where you send the output of first command to the next layer. Similarly, here also you can write a pipe. Okay, I can put a pipe symbol, and let's say I can type take 10. Okay, which means this is like limiting to 10 results. Okay, it's going to give you a 10, but this is going to be random. Okay, but this will just, if you want to just look at the data and all, you can use this. But I don't want this. Okay, I just want to tell you this is an option which is available. And I can also put a pipe symbol here. It's not like I should write everything in a single line. And what I can do is, here we have like multiple columns and a whole set of data, right? Let's say I don't want all the columns. Okay, I just want, for example, time generated and source. Let's say on which computer this is coming from, event log, and let's run this. No, I know like this is okay. Let's see if we can add anything else. Probably let's expand one. Fine, we'll just run this. Okay, anyways, it's just for our reference, right? So project is nothing but it's going to limit the data of different columns, whatever is available here. This is similar to if you compare it with SQL, it's like telling you do probably if I have to write it in SQL, it's like telling select this from events. Okay, something like that, which we are doing it in KQL. Okay, if I have to put it like this is in KQL, this is in SQL. Something like this you can relate. Okay. Now, let's say we have seen like how you can limit the data, but now I wanted to like put some filters. Okay. Let's say I can write a where clause. Okay. Like how we do it in SQL, and we can say on what condition we want this to be filtered. For example, I'll just say event log. I'll just say I want only system. Okay. I'll say something like this. Let's run this. Ideally, this should fetch only system related events. Okay. If you remember, I told you we have application and system related data. So this is going to fetch us system related info alone. Okay. Now, the other filters, like other useful filters which you could use is, again, in real time, you might have like whole bunch of data, right? Which we are not interested. Let's say if we want to fetch the latest data, okay, what I can do is I can add another where clause as well, okay, and what I can say is probably we have this time generated, right? I'll just say we have a function called ago, okay. I'll just say give me something which happened in 60 minutes. Okay. So I'm filtering based on system logs. Then within that system logs, I need the last 60 minutes events alone. Okay. If we have anything. So in last 60 minutes, this is the only data we have. And that is how you can put a filter based on time generated field. Okay. Using this function, you can filter for whatever duration you want the entry to be in. You can get it. Then let's say if you want to, probably what I will do is I'll just see if I can increase this data so that we will have some extra data. That's fine, because I just wanted to show you what other key things are there. I can also sort this data by, probably if I want to sort this, though it is sorted based on time generated, but I can just say um, I can, in this case, like we can pick anything. Okay. I'll just say ascending and run. So now if you see, like it is in ascending format because I thought it's easy to see. That's why I picked this. But if you have any other field for which you want to filter, you can use sort by, and you can sort the data accordingly. Okay. And in this sort by, okay, once you sorted, okay, and then if you want to fetch the top 10 or top 5 data, okay, you can also do that. And I think this won't go. So along with sort, okay, probably I'll just remove this. I'll just say sort. I'll say top by. The other way which I can do is time generated descending. So this will pick the latest entries, top five. Okay. This is another way you can use, like you are just fetching the latest based on time generated. So this is another function. And the last thing which I wanted to show you is we have something called summarize. Okay. So you can summarize based on certain events. Okay. What I will do, I'll just exclude this, or okay, let's do this thing. I'll just say summarize based on count, and let's see. I'll say count of this. Okay, it is just giving like wait, I can do it. Let's do, let's say, I'm just thinking like if we can add any other options in this, what I will do is I'll just say summarize count by we'll go with source. Okay. So this is like it's going to group the output. Okay. So if you have like multiple, probably what I will do, like I'll just remove this and show you. Let's do run. So it is like doing a group by based on any field. Okay. So that is what this is doing. And if I do summarize count, it's going to count, give a count for each source, like how many entries we have. If you want to like take a high level look for your data, you can use summarize count by this source. Okay. So these are the key things which you would use. Okay. So any questions so far? Can we add filter? Yeah. Maybe. So Zainkam, your question is answered, or you still have this question open? Answered. Okay, awesome. So any other questions?
So we can get only Windows Event Viewer logs only, or any other logs?
You can also have a custom filter. Okay. You can give the custom path as well. But since it was like more of Windows related things, I have chosen that. There is a way to fetch SQL related metrics also. I think I was testing that, but somehow that didn't come well. Okay. So I thought like instead of doing it in last minute, I just skipped that. But yeah, you can also fetch data from custom path. So I'll
Okay.
just show you what you have to do. Maybe probably if it is working for me, I'll also show you, but I'll tell you what has to be done. I'll show you in some time.
Okay.
Do we have to configure, or it will automatically configure that means this log
For
analytics?
we have to configure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Means if we create the window, means sorry, VM on this Azure,
Mhm.
and it will not automatically like integrate with the log analytics.
No, it will not.
So like here, by seeing the logs in like outside of this uh,
Mhm.
error log event, I mean here,
Mhm.
so we can combine any other service, I mean other servers logs also, or
Yes, you can. I mean, if your question is like if I have 100 servers, can I
yeah,
dump everything in a single place, right? Yes, you can
yeah,
do it.
yes, correct. That is the one.
So, for example, what I will do is, let's go to this one, data source. I'll just say, right now I have VM2 already in that. So what I can do is, I can add VM1 also.
Okay.
And if I go to the log space after some time, we should see the logs from VM1 also in the same workspace.
Okay.
Like this, if you have hundreds of VMs, Like you can dump everything in a centralized place, and this can be used for auditing purpose also, because in your local the logs gets recycled, right? So here you can have a higher retention period and just use it.
So this is the main use. Like, we can get all the 100 servers from.
See, this is not just restricted to VM. Okay, for example, if you take any resource, right? This is a virtual network. Okay, let's go to virtual network. You should see something called diagnostic settings. Let's go here and add diagnostic settings, all logs. Okay, and destination sent to log analytics workspace. Okay,
Okay.
so I can send the VNet related loggings also here and do that setup. So I can just say VNet logs and save. Once I have done this, it's going to put all the details about anything, whatever is happening in the VNets to my log analytics workspace. Similarly, you will have a separate table for this logs, which you can query and use it. And like this, we will have for most of the resources where you just have to go and explicitly enable, and you can keep all the logs in a centralized place like that. I just chose the virtual machine because that is something we have been using it, and you can easily see it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So like we can convert this as a dashboard or kind of thing, or we
Yes,
can.
you can.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. So if you go here, so insights. So you can integrate this with Power BI and a lot of other things. Okay. Maybe I don't have that in this demo, but yes, you can also do that. In case if you have like external tools like Grafana and all, if you're using, you can also do those kind of setups here.
okay. Yeah. By using that data, we can build some
Yes,
dashboard.
yes, you can build the UI. Yes, correct.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Mm, any other questions? Let's see if we have the logs from VM1. I know I just added, but that's fine. Let's quickly check. Okay, all these are okay. All these are from VM2. So VM2 is something which we configured now, like once we started the session, but you can see, right? We got this tables and data is getting displayed here. Okay. So which means whatever we have done, it is working as expected. Okay. So if no questions, we will move on. Okay. So we'll come to that workspace again after some time, and we'll see if we can, if we still have VM1 logs as well, and we'll check that in a while. Now, what I wanted to show you is, okay, let's go back to this log analytics workspace only. I'll pick this one, and let's go to this logs, and let's see event. Oh, wait, let me just change this. Let's say I want, I'll do top 5 assembly. Now, let's say you have a custom query. Okay, let's say you know there are few specific events. Okay, for example, if I have to tell you, let's say you are running a SQL backups. Okay, for example, once you run SQL backup, it is going to log that entry, right? And you will get information message and error message also. Or let's take an example, you have a job failure. Okay, so what you can do is you can write a custom query. Okay, for example, let's assume this is our custom query. Okay, and when I run this, okay, Probably what let's say this is our query, which is going to filter and report only if there are any failures in last 5 minutes or 10 minutes or so. Okay. So I can add a alert rule based on this query output. Okay. Let's say if there are like 5 failures which are reported, and if this query output is like showing 5 records as an output, okay, I can say go and trigger an alert. If you remember, yesterday I showed you how to create an alert based on metrics, how to create an alert based on different events which is happening at your resource group level or different signals. You can also set up an alert rule based on your KQL query. Okay. So you can set up a name, and what you can do is like you will go to the alert logic. Okay. You will say if the value is greater than, let's say, one row or something, you check for this much frequency and then you throw an alert. Okay. Here you set the count. Okay. Aggregate by granularity, and this is going to count the table rows. So depending on that also, you can set up an alert. And once you set that, it's going to be same things. Like you can go to actions. This is something which we have seen yesterday, so I'm not going to go through this. But I just wanted to tell you, like based on this query data as well, you can set up the alert rule. Okay. So this is the last thing on this log analytics workspace. Okay. I wanted to touch base on a different topic now before I show you the final demo. Okay. Where I told like we will combine multiple different services. Okay. So what I will do is we have something called Azure automation account. Okay. This is something used for running certain queries or scripts on a schedule basis. Okay. Again, there are like multiple ways to do it. Like let's say you can also do it from a VM and have a task scheduler, or have it on your Linux as a cron job. Like that, there are like multiple ways. But within Azure, like this has certain use cases as well. Okay. Which you cannot achieve it with native task scheduling options, which I'll show you. Okay. Just to show you like how the interface looks like, this we'll just quickly walk through like what all details you can give here. You're going to like choose the subscription and resource group like any other resource, like what all you do. And I'll just say demo account. Okay. And next. So for this to work, okay, basically what this will do is this has to interact with certain services. Okay. For that, it needs a identity. Okay. If you remember in one of our class, we have seen what is a system assigned identity and what is a user assigned managed identity. So we have seen, I hope you all know what is the use of managed identity. So in this case, we need an identity for this to be assigned. Okay, I'll go with system assigned in this case. And connectivity, for now, it's okay. And let's create it. I'll show you like what all options we have here. Okay, once this won't take much time. It's just a simple resource which gets created. It should be done soon. Okay, so this is our automation account. Here you have a whole bunch of different options, but let's focus on the important things. Okay. Runbook is the place where you will define your code or what you wanted to do. Okay. Let's create one runbook. I'll just show you like how the interface looks like. I'll just say demo. You have different, so PowerShell and Python is the common languages which are used. Okay. If you have a automation framework or script which you have written in Python, you can go with Python, or PowerShell, you can go with PowerShell. Okay. And PowerShell, you get these kind of versions. You get 5.1 and 7.2, which is the latest. And if I go with Python, I think 3.10 and 3.10 is the max, though like 3.14 is the latest, I guess. But yeah, you get with 3.10. We'll go with PowerShell and you just pick the version. Okay. Once you create this, this will create a run book. Okay. Which means here you can put your PowerShell code. Okay. Let's say if you want to do stop and start your VM. Or let's say you have an Azure SQL database which you wanted to scale up or scale down. So for all these use cases, you can use this Azure Automation Runbook. So I'm not going to put a code now, but what I'll show you the code which I already have. Okay, just to save some time, I already had a code. We'll look at this window. Okay, I'll tell you what is this test pane, publish and all. But for now, this is the place where you can come and put things. Okay, once you have the runbook ready, you can actually have jobs using which you can, wait, yeah, you can schedule things. Okay, so what is it saying? Okay, fine. Ideally, if I have a runbook, maybe it might show, but wait, there should be an option. Let me go to the other automation account, which I already created. So this is where you see the jobs, but let me see schedule. Okay, yeah. So here you can add a schedule, okay, and you can tell when things has to be called, okay. But for this demo, we don't need a schedule. But I'll quickly show you the runbook what I have. Okay, I have a PowerShell script for VM start and VM stop. Okay, let me show you this. Let's go to the edit, and I'll just say edit in portal. Okay, this is the simple script. Okay, so here if you see, we are doing the connection to this VM. Okay, this code or this account is going to run on behalf of us, and it's first doing connect hyphen Azure account hyphen identity. If you remember the managed identities which we talked, I showed you in this demo like how this is going to work. It's exactly trying to check with managed identities if my connection works. Then I have this hard-coded values where I'm telling my resource group is this VM group and VM name is VM1. And I'm telling, okay, go and start the VM. So it is like bunch of PowerShell command, and it's like then going to the actual place where it would start the VM and print, okay, this has started successfully. Similarly, like I have another runbook to wait, did I close it just like that? Let me check. Edit in portal. I'll just exit this. Okay, that's fine. Here also, you have something called, so probably I should have published. Okay, whenever you do changes, right? So it would expect you to tell publish because for this also, okay, for this it didn't show. Let me go here, and once you are done, right? So you have something. Okay, let's just say what I don't know, like what I changed actually, but let's quickly check. I hope nothing is changed. That's fine. So you can this option, right? Test pane. If we click on this, this is going to actually run the script, okay, and test it. For example, let me quickly check what is the status of this VM. It is running, right? What I will do is I'll copy the whole code. Let's do it for the VM02, okay? We'll pick the automation account which we just created, okay? I'll go to the runbook. Let's say create runbook. I think we already had a runbook here as well, right? I'll use this runbook. And let's say edit in portal, I'll paste it. So instead of VM1, I will just say VM2. And VM is already running. Now, if you see, I'll just say test pane. Now you will see like this will actually simulate and run the script. Okay. This would just take 1 or 2 minutes. But in our case, VM is already running. That's why you will not see a change. But once this is completed, right, I will publish and we'll stop the VM manually. Okay. And then we will run this playbook again and see if we are able to successfully bring the VM up or not. Okay, let's just wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, and this should be done. Okay, I think okay, this might not work. I'll tell you why. Let's see what is the error. It says connecting to this. Okay, starting VM2, and this is okay. It says completed, and yeah, I expected the error, right? It says subscription ID cannot be null. Something is wrong. Okay. So one thing which I know we already missed is okay. I told you like there is a managed identity, and that needs permission to this VM. Okay. Let's go and do the role assignment, and then again we'll retry it. So I'll just say let's pick the compute, and I'll give contribute access. Contribute. Contribute is like full permission. Okay. I'm in the correct VM only, right? Compute. Let me refresh. I don't know, like if or let's check what is the access, right? I don't know if this by any chance is already having access. No, right? Um, let's try giving it. I wrote contribute, right? Let's try now. Okay. Okay, yeah, contributor. I wrote contribute, and that's why it didn't come. Let's go and select the managed identity. In this case, you will see there is like two managed identity for our automation account. Demo account is what we were using, and let's assign this one. Once this is done, we will start the test again. And probably what I will do, I'll close this. Let's go to the test pane again. Start, because I'm sure there was no problem with the code, hopefully, because I tested and it did work. So only thing which was missing is this piece, the managed identity. Again, the error was like it said the subscription cannot be null. Let's see. So most likely what I feel is the connect didn't work. That's why it couldn't fetch the subscription details, but still it went ahead with the other logic and gave those messages. But we'll get to know. Okay. If not, like I still have the other one. Hopefully that works. We will see. This, let's refresh. It says connecting to Azure, and this is fine. Okay, it says like VM is already running. Script start script completed. Now what I'm going to do is let's go here. I'll say stop. Okay, I think we lost the access since we stopped it. That's fine. And just to tell you again, just to reiterate, even though if you are in test pane, it's going to do and run that code. Okay, just remember that. For now, I'll just publish. Okay, here publishing is like okay, you're telling everything is done, and I'm okay to push this code to the actual runbook. Okay, that is what we just did. And what I can do is I can also say I can start the runbook from here, and let's look at the all the logs once this is done. So now the VM is in deallocated status. So the expectation is ideally this VM should start since we have run that script. Okay, let's see. We'll wait for this to finish. It says status starting. Okay, let's see in the activity log if we can get some details. Okay, if you see like whatever was done, it was using my account, but once this is done, you'll see something else. Okay, you see, right? Connecting to Azure, connecting to this, and it says, let's see, I don't think it's completed yet. Let me refresh this activity logs as well. So still, I don't know if this VM is up. Let's go. I think it is changing. You see, now the VM is up and running. Okay. I think this should also be completed. It is still in the running phase, but yeah, most likely it will get completed. Okay. So now you understood the usage of automation accounts. So this specific task, I can do it from anywhere where I have access to Azure. Okay. But think of a scenario, okay, where I want, okay, let's say I want this to be executed. For example, let's say someone has abruptly like shut down the VM, okay, mistakenly. Let's say that is a critical server, okay, and someone has mistakenly shut down the VM. So the thing which I was telling, right, auto heal, okay, which means you can set up something which is going to automatically heal those kind of scenarios. Okay, this is one scenario. You can think of other scenarios like, let's say, you want to scale your database when something happens, or let's say if something is uploaded to your storage bucket, you know your job is going to pick that data and process it, where you need much more higher scale or something like that. You can think of different scenarios where you rely on certain events and then you do some action. Okay. So for example, this case, what I'm telling, right? If someone has stopped the VM mistakenly and they have done it obviously mistakenly and they might not be knowing, right? Okay. But you can have something, okay, which is going to automatically take care of that. So that is what I'm going to show you now. For that, let's go to the Azure Monitor. Okay. Let's go to the alerts and let's go to the alert rules. So this is something which I had already configured, but I'll tell you what is available here. Let's go to the alert rule configuration. And I know like we have something called action groups, okay, which you have to configure. Let me see. Where is this? Okay, action groups is here. So this is something which I already configured. So what I have done is, okay, let me show you here. Or let's create new one. I'll just show you what something different we did. Okay. Now that you know what is the use of automation account and how this alert works, what all things you can capture. What I did is I have set up the action group something like this. I'll just say test group and I'll just copy the same name. I'm not going to create it, but I just want to show you how that is configured. So this one, we know like we went with email. I can give my email. Okay, I'll just copy this and I'll give this. Okay, the key thing is, okay, actions. So under action, okay, you can define what we are going to do. So we know now you know what is the use of run book. So I can define, okay, go and run a specific run book, okay, and I want to choose a user specific run book which I have here, and this shows the run books whatever we have. If you want to start a VM, I have a script which is going to start, okay, for example the start VM, and I can just say click on OK, which means whenever this alert gets triggered, okay. So you all know like we can set up alerts for different conditions, okay. Like for example, if there are different layers, right? If I have to show you, for example, let's take VM1, okay. Probably to make it easy, let's just select compute or virtual machine, right? Let's select this so that we don't get a whole bunch of things. So what I can do is I can set up an alert based on some condition which is going to happen on my VM. And the condition what I will say is like, as you all know, we have seen something for deallocation, which happens when the VM stops, right? So this is the condition, and action is something which I just showed you, where you can trigger a run book. Okay, so that run book, what it is going to do, like if this alert gets triggered, okay, let's say, hey, this VM is shut down, so it's going to trigger an email, and it's also going to run the run book, which will try to start that VM automatically. Still, you can make this more intelligent, like saying, okay, these many times it got retried, then it can also wait, okay, like it has to wait for this many retries, and all those retries and all you can configure. But just to show you things in action, right? What I will do, this VM is currently in running state. Okay. Let's say I am going to stop this. Okay. Let's see what happens. The expectation is this should get automatically back to the starting state. Okay. This is right now in deallocating state. Let's say someone has mistakenly stopped this VM, and I want this to be in deallocated state. Now let's go back. We will go back to our Azure monitoring. Let's go to alerts. You should see our alerts getting fired shortly. Okay, let me move this, refresh. So no recent alerts, but you should have something soon in a minute or two. Probably while we are waiting for this. Any questions? Hope this one works. But yeah, while that is happening, I just let's take questions. If you have any questions, we'll see. You all got it, or you can just say yes or no.
Now, just one simple question. So the which we are having here, the automation, and one more service is there saying that AI, right? Maybe both are same or something different.
No, what is the service name you called?
No, not service name is AI.
ARM. Okay, ARM templates and all. That one.
No, in general service, it is having that one more service.
Oh, you're referring to this one, right? ARM templates, which we use for deployments.
No, not that one. It's kind of only AI.
AI. No, I didn't actually get which service you are comparing. Maybe you.
AI search.
Oh, Azure AI Search. This one.
Yeah.
This is for, I mean, a workload, okay, where if you are building any chat bots or chat applications where you can integrate a search on top of your model, okay, you will use this. Okay, this is under the Azure Foundry where you have like different things. This is a different one altogether.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, I think this got messed up or what? This is strange, man. I thought this would work. It was working. Wait, anyways, we'll quickly check. Okay, let's go to the alert rules. This is the one. This is enabled. Let's go to edit. So I've set this condition on VM condition. This is all okay. Actions is auto heal. And let's go to the action group. Okay, this is all fine. Okay, wait. This is the runbook. Start the VM. VM start. System assigned. This looks fine. Okay. The thing is, it didn't even trigger the alert. Unfortunately, that is what is kind of scary. Okay, it did. Okay, it did disappoint me. So yeah, the alert got triggered. It was just a 2 minutes delay. So ideally, we should have got email. Let's see. Okay, 0 minutes. Auto heal was activated on this. So this is the alert rule, whatever I have set. Okay, and soon. Okay, now that alert is fired, we should have the VM up and running shortly. You see, the VM is up and running. So in case like I know like in real time for critical VMs, they don't leave the permission just like that. But in case if you're trying to solve other problems which is related to scale up or scale down and all, like you can have this sort of things in place. With this things, you can do a lot of things. Let's say you want to add a custom disk temporarily, do some process and then remove it, you can do it. If you want to schedule your VM shutdown and startups and all for let's say for your internal environments, you want to stop the VM on a schedule and then start it in the next business day. For that, you can use runbooks. But there are like some use cases like this where you can integrate whole of these things and run it. Okay, now you see this without any manual intervention, the VM came up automatically. Okay, so that is all I had for today. What I will do is I'll stop the recording